Happy Monday, everybody. Bitcoin boomed. You can see here I posted a video a couple of days ago where Bitcoin was here around 86,000. I said it feels like the three reasons I gave why I think Bitcoin is about to bottom. And look what happened. Next day, massive pump, almost 11, 12% from the low to the high. Like let's say if you bought around 77K to the high, it's already up 22%. All right, unbelievable pump in just a couple of days. President Trump came and announced that they're going to have a Bitcoin crypto reserve, and that was very bullish. And probably they're going to announce how many dollars they're going to spend on that reserve right now. And maybe today they will have an announcement, then Bitcoin probably would pump again. It's in front of some resistance here. You can see here a daily chart came right back into this resistance, and depending on the announcement, it could break out or it can probably come back down for a pullback and then go higher. The reason I think it could come back is because of CME futures had a massive gap up. So you can see from the close on Friday to the market open here. Sorry about that. Monday, 3rd March, massive gap up. So um, it could it could get a slight pullback. That will be a great opportunity. So if let's say if they do this pullback and then they go higher, that will be a perfect opportunity to go long. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't need to happen. It could still go higher, but just keep that in mind if that can happen. Ethereum also in front of some resistance here. It did pump with that news from Trump and now in front of resistance. And then ETH, the gap is not that large. It was very large in the open, but you can see there's a gap here. They could again, if Bitcoin decides to cool down a bit, slightly bit, they could bring Ethereum down, fill this gap and go higher. All right, so just keep that in mind. Okay, now in terms of levels, you can see where we are right now. Bitcoin massive pump, and Bitcoin you had to buy here. You can see I will show you. There you go when it's in the green line. And then after that, now it's not a time to buy. So maybe there will be pullbacks along the way. So wait for it to come back to green lines to buy again. All the indices are pumping, and you can see here was here in the buy zone on Friday, now pumping again. Nasdaq was again here on the buy zone, and now it's pumping near the sell zone. Dow Jones, all indices are doing the same thing, bouncing from the buy zone, and it's loading a bit, taking a while. This is Dow Jones, and then this is Russell 2000. You can see Dow Jones here, and then Russell is here. All right, so now coming a little bit to a neutral zone. So let's look at a long-term chart and see how things are going. Guys, please hit the like button on the way. I don't think you're going out yet, but as you're watching, it only takes 1 second to hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so this is S&P 500. If you're a bull, I'm looking for 64.72. This is US 500 futures. From here, possible 8% pump, and it come back to neutral line, which is the white line. Usually it comes back here in a bull market again and again to the white line. You can see here, come back to the white line, bounce, again came very close, bounce, again very here now bouncing and coming back again. Very close to the buy RSI. You can see here in the green line as well. So now looking for a bounce towards the top zone if you're a bull, or if you're a bear looking for breakdown to 55.89. But I think most often than not, I'm looking for a pump to at least go to this red area. Let's see when we reach there, we'll decide how things shape up after that. So let's go back to daily chart and try to see how things are doing here. And if I go to SPX, there are no gaps at the bottom. So uh, there's a big gap here. If I go to 1 hour chart, so at minimum, we are looking for this gap fill here. Like if I zoom in and slight gap here, I think it's more evident on SPY. Like if I show you SPY here, hide, you can see here, this gap is more visible on SPY here. Okay, so that could be our potential target. If I go back to daily chart, you can see here, looking for this to go up. From here, probably pump and go back to fill this gap. All right. So that will be from here again a pump of around 3%. So that's not bad. And if you go by 3x leverage ETF, that could be 9%. So again, looking for a pump and maybe try to make a new all-time high. Now, if I go to live market on MES in front of some resistance, it's not going to be like a straight up shoot. So it could like struggle a bit here, a couple of days consolidation, then maybe break out. Same thing with Nasdaq. is a bit deeper pullback. Okay, so getting a 7 counts buy signal, maybe it will go higher, more higher. And NDX, same thing here. No gaps at the top side. There's one election gap here, still not filled. So worst case, it's still possible they could bring it back down, fill this gap, and then go higher. Or best case, just states go higher. Just keep that in mind. And if that happens, SPX might have to come. SPX does not have that election gap to fill, so only NDX is left to fill. But we'll see when that happens. Dow Jones again in front of some resistance, trying its best to go out, break out, and then Russell was the weakest before. Small caps trying to claim this 200 moving average. Let's see when and if this can do that. And in terms of gaps on Dow Jones, DIA, massive gap here, trying to fill that on top, and IWM has huge gap, quite high. So we'll see. It's going to take a while till it goes there. We covered Bitcoin and crypto. Let's move on to bonds market. Bond market in front of, I think this gap might be filled if I go to 1 hour chart. Gap down, they're trying to fill that gap maybe as we speak. And TLT, again, in front of 200 moving averages, could consolidate here and then break out eventually. So keep that in mind. US oil, you can see lower highs, lower lows. Again, I do expect at some point oil to break out. And this 1 hour chart, you can see there is a big gap, still not filled. Huge gap a while ago. You can see gap down here. So looking for that target eventually, but you have to be maybe patient to do that. So let's see when it breaks out. Natural gas, this gap is filled, so we can delete this. So holding support on this 20 moving average, maybe it will come back down later. Gold by the dip had a nice dip near yellow line, which is 50 EMA on daily chart, and maybe it's trying to bounce. If not, then it can come back to fill this gap if this bounce fails. Silver also trying to catch with gold, same thing with copper. And sugar had a massive gap down in the morning and now it's trying to recover. Came back to support area. This is where if you miss this rally on sugar, this is your next opportunity. Wheat also in front of some moving averages, trying to find support here. Corn also by the dip, and dollar here came back again in the support area. Okay, this is the area you want to be buying dollar. Support box. In terms of FANG stocks, Apple had a nice pullback and a nice recovery towards the end of the day. All of these stocks pulled very nicely. NVDA for some reason is a little down, but I think it's going to recover near 200 moving average. All the other stocks are pumping. AVGO had earnings coming soon. Tesla had a 7 count SPY signal, but again, very close to filling this gap, still not filled fully. It's going to be filled around 250 and then on the gap around 211. So a lot of opportunities to buy. Google, you can see a lot of 7 counts buy signals, guys. I'm getting Microsoft, another good stock, ServiceNow, like a lot of opportunities. Amazon, Netflix also had a nice, like everything is a good area to buy. So still not long, still not far if you haven't bought yet. MicroStrategy up 14%, gap up again. So again, they're trying to gap up. Probably they're going to come back, fill this gap at some point. But again, came to fill a couple of gaps and now getting ready for another rally. So everything is good. This is United Health again trying a lot of opportunities, guys, in this market. CNQ, you can see this looks like a reversal candle, maybe trying to rally. Let's see if they can. Earnings are coming soon. So 6th of March, this gap here, then another gap here. So even from here to the gap fill is at least around 8% away. So they could rally at 8% like anytime. Could be a V-shaped recovery. So just keep that in mind. And other than that, ATD also trying to recover. Let's see how it goes. Okay, and lastly, VIX. You can see VIX a breakdown here. We'll try to fill some of these gaps. And if that happens, if it comes back, then rally is going continuing. I think it could rally because VIX came as high as 22. So I think it's getting ready to pump. Anytime it's above 20, it's a great opportunity to buy. And usually market bottoms that time. So if a decline happens here, that means S&P 500 going to new all-time high. Inversely, if it goes higher to fill this gap, that means more decline is coming. We'll wait and watch. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Hit the like button on your way out, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.